Hey everybody, hope you're all having a solid day today. Now for today's video, I tackle a movie that I don't ever see nobody talk about, which is very interesting. Alright, since this channel will be dedicated to talking about B-movies, what better representation of this film category would come to mind besides, Roger Corman other than The Asylum? For those of you out there who don't know, The Asylum is a B-movie studio based in California that has a filmography so long it probably rivals Universal. The film genre that they were primarily focused on was horror, but in 2005 they expanded into other film genres, which will be talked about more later on this channel. When it comes to The Asylum, the list of films I have from will be talked about in order of release date, so let's travel back in time, folks, to the year 2003 to talk about a very, very little known movie called Speed Demon. Now, before I even talk about the movie itself, let's talk about the poster, which is also the DVD cover. You see the two main characters with this dope as hell skull in between them with this awesome car in the foreground, which is a gorgeous 1970s Chevrolet Chevelle, which is literally where most of this movie's budget went to renting out. I'm not joking. And then you have the tagline, "A demonic force has been unleashed on four wheels." So, seeing all this, you would think that this movie would be a ripoff of Christine, the Stephen King story about a possessed car, but nope! This cover is the most misleading thing I've ever seen when it comes to a horror movie. Now, the plot of this movie centers around Jesse, played by Colin Stark, who comes home after college to reunite with some buddies who are mostly named after car parts. Car parts! I'm not kidding! Why is that funny? In the first few minutes, we're introduced to the primary antagonist, Otto, played by Mark Miller. And of course, there's always the love interest character, who in this sorry, mixed up my words there, is the character Natalie, played by Candace Moon. Through the course of this movie, we see Jesse and Natalie slowly grow closer, while Otto and the rest of the characters all pray to a speed demon named Megalith, which is never seen at all, which would have been more awesome, and it would have made more sense in the movie if they at least showed the thing, but they don't. Also, I gotta point out that Jesse and Natalie, they have really good chemistry together. Like, throughout the course of the movie, when you see their relationship build and build back up and build back up, because they do explain a little bit of backstory that they were together in the past, and then Jesse went off to college. So, you see that dynamic play out pretty good in this. So, why do the other characters pray to Megalith? No joke, to become better racers. That's literally the explanation that they give in this movie. They also give some explanation to Jesse's father, who did the same thing, who was a huge racer back in the day, and he prayed to a speed demon to become a better racer. So going into this movie, you think it's a supernatural version of Fast and Furious, but halfway in, it suddenly becomes a slasher movie when this driver comes out of nowhere wearing an all black outfit that actually looks pretty cool for a low budget movie, driving the 1970s Chevelle, goes around and starts killing everybody. I mean, literally, this character starts going around killing everybody like a Friday the 13th kind of movie, but with a car. That's literally what this movie turns into. So throughout the course of the movie, all the characters start getting killed one after the other. And my favorite kill in this movie is there's this character named Chain Gang. I can't remember who the actor is, but Chain Gang. Chain Gang, and it's only one guy. And why do they call him that in the movie? Well, they literally say that, oh, they called him that for so long they forgot what his real name is. Okay. But his death is my favorite one because there's a scene where he goes in Jesse's father's garage to go look for another speed demon medallion, and his kill made me laugh for some reason because he was hung by a chain. That had to have been a joke between the actor and the director, David Coteau, like chain gang hung by chain. That had to have been an inside joke, and they just thought they put it in the movie. But I do love how the kill is done because the chain goes complete ape shit and wraps around Chain Gang's neck and kills him. So after all of that, for a good hour of this movie, You see there's like this final battle between Otto and Jesse at the end of the movie, and there's these random explosions that go off because of, demonic powers or whatever. And spoilers, if y'all haven't seen this movie, I would recommend stopping the video now before, go watch the movie, because this is some like serious spoilers here. So remember a little bit ago when I was talking about that the random driver that shows up, acts like a slasher villain? Well, come to find out it's Natalie. No joke. Come to find out it's Natalie who's been doing all this. And I like that reveal. I love the reveal because throughout the course of the movie, you see Natalie spending time with Jesse, shit talking Otto, and you never think that it would be her this whole time. But then at the last 10 minutes of the movie, boom, they reveal that. Like, damn. Like, that's a really cool little aspect of the movie because the whole time when you see her wearing the all black outfit, her face is covered the whole time. So they never reveal who it is until, like I said, the last 10 minutes. So this reveal really works with this movie. On the commentary, director Kato says this movie was filmed in 8 days, and my God, does it ever show, because some of the acting in this movie, you can tell it was filmed in like I said, you could tell it was filmed in 8 days, and they should have done a second take with some of the dialogue here. I mean, the acting in this movie is not really that bad. It's just sometimes they should have done a second take on some of the line delivery. In my opinion, the weakest actor in this movie is Mark Miller, who plays Otto, because his dialogue is great. He does a good like villainy thing. He tries to be a good villain, but you know, it's just his line delivery is what kind of ruins it. There's some times where he sounds like he's reading off a script, and then other times where his dialogue just flows and he has I guess is like the bad guy line delivery flow. It just I know that sounds weird, but sometimes his acting's good, and then other times his acting is kind of like, you could have done a little better there. My other complaint that I have with this movie is the editing. The editing of this movie, I don't know why. Some of the editing in this movie is just really off because half the time it feels like a music video. It feels like the editing for a music video and not a movie, which the director didn't admit this on the commentary, but I wouldn't be surprised if he started off making a music video for some rock band from the early 2000s that nobody really knows of, and then decided, oh, let's make this into a whole movie. I don't know. That's just my theory about this because the editing feels so music video-ish and it jumps all over the place constantly, and it does this throughout the whole movie, which at some point does get a slight bit annoying. So overall, I give Speed Demon a solid 3 out of 5. The ideas in here were intriguing, but they should have fleshed out a couple of things, and it would have made the movie a lot better because the movie's an hour and 20 minutes, but because of the ideas that are presented in this, it needed to be longer. It just needed to be a lot longer, flesh out a couple of things, and explain stuff just a little bit better. But overall, it's really not that bad for as short as it is. And like I said, seeing the ideas presented here, I would say I would, give this movie a chance. If you ever see it, I would give it a chance. Honestly, I would. Despite the flaws and despite how short it is, seek this movie out. Alright, hope you enjoyed my second review on this channel. Please be sure to like, share, and please consider subscribing. I got a lot more reviews planned, and like the description of the channel says, I got 2 other little things planned here for this channel. But hey, stay cheesy everybody, and I'll see you all in the next video.